Greetings folks, I'm Dan Mack and we're here today to talk about the top 3 heavy metal albums of December 2018. One type of music that I found becoming more prevalent lately goes by many names. It goes by desert, stoner, fuzz. Call it what you will, but the important thing is the absolute abundance of grooves, and Cranium more than delivers on what the genre promises. The Narrow Line album dips and dives among slow, plodding, Black Sabbath-esque stomps and more emotionally compelling passages wrought with an unbalanced comfort. Even at their most relentless, these 7 tracks are slow burns, intended to obscure lucidity with their sudden and frequent changes in mood, but rarely pace. The heavy effects on the vocals only add to the allure, wavering with ethereal enticement and collectively making me personally reminiscent of some of the best of CKY, a band I wouldn't actually consider part of this genre. The Narrow Line treads heavily on the line between genres with abandon and carves out a niche for the band through groove-heavy romps and airy trips. Rise from Your Grave, The Feast of the Eye comes not long after the release of the debut album Arise, and this time we're treated to a conceptual piece based around a mythical being and the cult centered around it. As with the debut, the punk and thrash influences are abundant and apparent, though this time the product has more of its own identity than sticking too heavily to its sources, which probably has a lot to do with the fact that it is conceptual, but the growth of the project in a year. Narrations help break up some of the album and explain the concept, though arguably run a little bit long, but the album as a whole offers a little more variety than its predecessor. One thing that may be argued as a downside is comparable to many concept albums. There are few, if any, tracks that are particularly stand out, or what you would consider to be a single, as the fluidity of concept album makes for good storytelling, but often difficult to pull one track from another. This is not to say that the album doesn't have its memorable moments. The choruses to The Calling and Not Alone, and the change of pace brought by As I Crumble come explicitly to mind, but might get lost among what one might feel is comparably fluff. That aside, The Feast of the Eye is another solid release from an artist that has a lot of potential. And I definitely recommend keeping an eye on this project because it has a lot to offer. It's difficult to speak about this album any differently than I did about their last album back in March 2016. Metal Church is an institution of traditional riff-driven heavy metal, and with Mike Howe at the front, it's still 1989. They are a band that rarely changes, and for me personally, there's no need. Their current formula is solid, then their output is equally as such. There's a little more I can say about this. If you know me, you knew this was coming. And those are my top 3 for December 2018. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below or on Facebook at facebook.com/TheShredShack. Until next time, I'm Dan Mack, and I bid you adieu.